see, this is. All right, there we go. We are streaming. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Thanks everyone for coming. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen real quick. So this is the April 2022 Stonewall Democratic Club meeting for Solano County. Thank you to everyone who's here, and I don't have the agenda. Bad. Get this up. Oh, what a day.
You want to call to order at 7:04?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. That'll be great.
Okay.
Thank you. So my name's Tom Bilbo. I'm the chair for Stonewall Democratic Club. We have John Fox, who is the vice chair, and we have Joseph Hayden, who is the secretary for the club. So we'll go ahead and get started with the Pledge of Allegiance, or we've determined quorum. We'll go to Pledge of Allegiance. So with me, if you want, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty and justice for all.
Someday.
Yep. Okay, and then we're going to do a land acknowledgement as well. Joseph, do you want to read that?
Sure. We pause to acknowledge that Solano County Democratic Central Committee to the Democratic Party. This is the wrong one, I think.
Yeah, it should
Okay.
be Stonewall. Sorry, I copied and pasted and did not update.
Okay. That the Solano County Stonewall Democrats sit on the land of the Miwok, and actually, I think it's actually, yeah, it's actually a different Native American.
No, this is the one that so Midway and Potawatomi includes Glen Cove. They're all this is a larger one. So just this was done by the Historical Society.
Okay.
At the
I don't recognize the names, but okay. But the Miwok and Patwin people, we remember their continued connection to this region and give thanks to them and allowing us to live, work, learn, and pray in their traditional homeland. We offer our respect to their elders and the Miwok and Patwin people of the past and present.
Thank you for that. All right, we will continue on. So we don't have a guest speaker. Damn it. But we will welcome people. I know we have several folks here. We have John Fox, who is school board representative. We have Jeanette Wiley, who is city council member for District 6, right, in Vacaville. Yep. So welcome. Anyone else holding office? I know we have some candidates also here. We have Tara Beasley Stansberry, and we also have Terry Scott. So thank you guys for joining us. Did I miss anyone? No, I don't think so. Okay. Approval of the agenda. So ignoring the guest speaker kerfuffle.
Yeah.
And also the okay. All right. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right. So we'll move on. Reports. So John, do you want to give a report of what's going on with the school district?
Yes, good evening. We just had our school board meeting last night, and we're still going forward with our strategic plan. And right now, currently, there's a lot of issues with charter schools. Excuse me. We were able to, the county we were at the county last Wednesday, and the county did uphold what our local school board, what we said to deny Caliber charter school for a high school. And then the county also agreed with us, all but one. Amy Sharp did not agree with us, but the rest of the county board unanimously agreed. It was quite the evening. We were there very late. It was good to hear all the reports from students and parents, all the good things that we do have happening here in Vallejo with our public schools. It was very disturbing to hear that there's a letter from Robert McConnell, the mayor, supporting the charter school. That was extremely disturbing. And it's public record if you want to see the letter of his approving and promoting of the charter school. So that was extremely disappointing. But we still prevailed at the county, which was wonderful news. Other things that are going on, just other charter school issues. And I think that's about it for no, hold on. Oh, yes. Also, I'm the president of the Solano County School Board Association. And as you know, the last 2 years, we've done a lot of equity work. Coming up on May 16th, we're going to be doing an SEL. SEL stands for Social Emotional Learning. There's a lot of that going on since COVID, and students have dealing with a lot of stress, just how to interact and social interactions. And actually, there was a student that took their life up in Travis area recently. So the county, we decided as a county board, we're going to put on this for all the superintendents and all the trustees throughout all of Solano County next month, so they can hear what resources are available for our students, and also start the dialogue in each school district within Solano County. What are they doing to address the social and emotional needs of our students? And what resources are they using? Do they know all the resources that are available, especially through the county? So that's what we decided as our board on Monday to promote with all the school districts within Solano. So that's coming up, and I'll let you know how that goes. It was a lot of fun at the Vallejo History Museum. Tom, thank you so much. That was great evening. Also, I see Liat here. Liat, thank you for working and helping at that event. And Anna, thank you for being on the board. It was a wonderful evening. Anyways, thank you so much for that. The other item, Joseph, congratulations. Joseph and I from the GCCA Glen Cove board awarded the Glen Cove School $900 worth of supplies they needed. So as a community, we help every year. We donate to our community school. Usually we give 1,000, but the principal only came up with actually a few hundred. I kept bugging her. What do you need? What do you need? What do you need? And eventually we got up to 900. Hopefully you saw that in the paper or on social media. Thank you, Joseph, Hayden, for all your work on that. I think that's all from my report. Thank you.
Joseph, do you have anything?
Yeah, so I have been working with LGBTQ minus tobacco, which I found about through this organization. And I have a template if anyone is interested and who is a Vallejo citizen to email the city council. I'm also considering doing an op-ed in Times Herald and other press on the smoke-free multi-unit housing ordinance that has been proposed. It's actually on the agenda for Tuesday night city council meeting. I also have I was fortunate enough to get an advanced copy of the proposed ordinance, and with the coalition of Minus Tobacco and Bay Area Community Resources, sent back some suggested language to make a couple of changes and to modernize the template that the city attorney was using. So I've been in touch with Vice Mayor and City Attorney about the ordinance, and we want them to add two bits of language. One is to explicitly exclude tenant displacement as a remedy for violation of this, because we don't want to contribute to homelessness, of course. And the other one is, gosh, now what is the other one? Oh, yes, to include vaping, since vaping, the ordinance that was modeled for this from Martinez was made 13 years ago. So vaping and the tobacco industry's targeting of youth with flavored vapes was not as insidious as it is now. So we want them to include the language that explicitly includes that as smoking in multi-unit housing. Lots of Bay Area jurisdictions already have this. So that's my cause du jour, and I'll be happy to send anybody information on it, especially if they're interested in the template. Please just give me a contact me. Leah, you got a question for me or just general?
Question you, Joseph, and thank you for doing this.
Sure.
I'm glad to see it happening. When I work with the Youth Partnership and the Vallejo Alcohol and Tobacco Coalition, we started that work of trying to get this ordinance. We couldn't get people to pay attention to it because they didn't think it was important, as usual with community issues. But so I'm so glad to see this moving forward. I'm just wondering, is there any strong language in there at all about displacement or retaliation?
There's none about it. It does hold HOAs and landlords not directly responsible, but they could be. It's not clear. So that's why we're proposing very clear language. We got the language from a North Hollywood ordinance that did explicitly exclude, we're calling it tenant displacement because we don't want even, to cause anyone to have to move to another unit or, anything that could jeopardize someone's housing stability. That's not what we're seeking to do with this. And we're anticipating that that's going to be the biggest pushback. We're definitely not looking for a reason to, I don't want to say inconvenience, but, to cause someone to be unhoused. And it's just not, there's no escalation of this that could result in that. It's much more about health equity and the fact that so many communities that live in these multi-unit housing, as I did for many years growing up, are subject to secondhand smoke and can't get away from it. Even if it's on a balcony, even if it's going through the pipes, there's so much evidence that this is harmful to our youth. Yeah. We're hoping that there'll be some youth advocates speaking either in person or on Zoom at the meeting on Tuesday night. So, and they live in multi-unit housing now. So they're living this firsthand.
Very good, very good. I'm glad you guys are doing this. And so I just needed a framework because I want to speak to displacement, particularly to any ordinances that we bring up that are supposed to be helping the community, but then end up hurting them. And so thank you for the work you've done.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you. Let's see, what was that, Don? I believe the template proposed is in the staff notes for the meeting. Okay, so if you want to see that template, it is in the staff meeting notes for Tuesday's meeting, next Tuesday's meeting. All right, so we'll go back to the agenda. All right, I see we've got Stephen Hallett and Dave Haldane has joined us as well. Well, thanks for joining, Dave. Dave is a candidate also for City Council.
Glad to be here. How's it going?
All right. So we'll keep moving on. Old business, so membership renewals. So we're still working on that. All of you got in the past 2 weeks, you've got your emails related to the meeting notices, and at the bottom, the middle really, not the bottom, it tells you about the what your status is as far as your membership, when you were good until. We are going to be voting because I want to use this as a push to get renewals up. Because in order to vote in the endorsements for the primary, you have to be a member in good standing per our bylaws. We will be voting using Google Forms instead of in this meeting tonight, because that allows us to reach out to everyone who is a member in good standing. And we do have some 56 people who are in good standing. And we want to make sure they have an opportunity to vote. We put this in our bylaws in 2020. and it allows for greater participation. But so that will be happening, and this is for the primary candidates only. So it's really 2 races that we have Democrats running in. One is the district attorney, and the other is in District 3. Right? That's Wanda's race, right, Jeanette? Yeah, in District 3. Yeah. So they both, all of the candidates, Jennifer, Wanda, and Sharon Henry spoke at our last meeting. We gave them an opportunity to come and speak, and so it's a good thing. In the email that went out today, there was a link to the meeting, and they're in the first part of that meeting where we were talking with our candidates. And also there's a link to the Central Committee questionnaire that was submitted by them that we voted to use for our questionnaire 3 months back, because it covers everything, and it makes it easier, and the candidates allow clubs to to use the questionnaires from the Central Committee. So that's a saves them time and saves us time. Plus also it's a much more in-depth questionnaire than the 8 or so questions that we ask. But that is available as well. There's the link was in that email, and it is available to everyone. So please take a look at that. And like I said, we will be voting over Google Forms, and what that will be is you'll get an email from MailChimp if you're a member in good standing, and you will get in that there will be a link that has your MailChimp ID code in it that is keyed to a field on the form. Please do not change that. That's the way we know who you are, and that is our validation to make sure that you are who you say you are. And we will only be if you share that link with anyone, then only the first person to vote using that link will be counted. Anything after that won't be counted with your ID. Your ID is unique to you in our club roster. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone is aware that we did this 3 times now. So it's easy to do. You go in, you can do it on your phone even. So you don't need to worry about anything there. Any questions? Jean, you look perplexed. You're on mute.
Yes, I'm perplexed because I wasn't paying enough attention to what you were saying about using some link to do something so that I can vote. You're going to email me something, right?
Yes, you will be getting an email, and then we will announce the results of the election on Monday. But
Thank you.
You're going to have 2 things to vote on. It's real simple. It's just a simple vote. And then that's it. Now, come the fall, where we cover all the cities and everything in the county, it's going to be a little bit more. But I think having it as this allows us to have a virtual paper ballot that we can track and everyone can look at if they want to see how people voted. Okay?
Yes, I understand now. Thank you.
All right. I think you voted in the last one. I remember because I helped you through it.
I need a lot of help with the computer show.
I'll help you, Jean, if Tom's not
I'll reach
available.
out if I need help.
Okay.
Yeah, and Anna Bergman has signed up to help us wrangle candidates. So Tara, Dave, Terry, and am I missing anyone else here? No. Jeanette, you're Jeanette also, she will be running again this year, right? Yeah. So Anna will be helping us to organize and get everything, telling you when to come and speak and everything. So we'll be probably doing it by city, and we have, by starting it next month, we have a large window of that. And the other part of this is that we have, instead of like the 2 minutes or so that we do, if we get you all together in one meeting, we can give you longer time to talk. And then also we can have a deeper conversation with you. So it's not like a sort of the cattle rush that we had before in previous years. we want to do it, space it out over time, and then we'll catch up people who register later who are Democrats, because that is the one thing is, just to be clear, we can only endorse Democrats because we are a Democratic club. So if you see someone who has not been invited, that is because they are not registered as a Democrat. Okay, something just shifted. Oh, for a while there, we had 2 Daves. So yeah, so thank you all for coming. So the next part of this new business, we talked about this a little bit last time, but we did not make anything. I would like for us to have a meeting in Pride Month in person. Because, you know, we're LGBT, it's Pride Month, it'd be nice. Who would like to help organize that from finding a place for us? Does anyone have any ideas on a place where we could meet?
I'll help. I have no idea where to meet, but I will definitely help.
Yeah, okay, great. We just need someplace open and spacious. If depending on the day, we might be able to rent the Joseph Room at the library. We've had things there before. And that I definitely want us to have a space to do it because of the new variant that's going around. But I think in Pride Month, we want to have that. The other thing, Leon, are you involved with the ACLU meeting that's going to happen for the candidate forum that they're hosting?
Yes.
Okay, because we have that down for May 2nd and 3rd, right? We did put that into our things coming up, but for our meeting, it will be the 3rd Thursday of the month in June, but our May meeting will be over Zoom. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then the Zoom, that's all we had from a agenda perspective. Yes, Joseph.
So I forgot a couple of things from my report. Just let me know if this is more of an announcement thing, but on
Okay.
I know that we're having, well, a lot of you are probably aware that we're doing the police oversight model meetings. We had ours here in Glen Cove on the 19th, which was interesting. It was participatory. I don't know if anybody has any curiosity about that, but it was good to do that in person and get some feedback. And I was able to meet a bunch of the city officials. I guess some of this other stuff is for
Yeah.
announcements.
Yeah. So just one thing, April 24th, Carry Birdseye campaign. They actually have pushed that out because of chance of rain. And so it's going to be later in May. I meant to take that off the agenda, but did not get taken off. But anyway, so yeah, we have April 23rd is the Benicia Diversity Festival. April 24th. Yes, Terry.
Thomas, I just want to correct that. It is not as one of the founders of the event. I want to make sure that you recognize that it's not at City Park. It's down at the marina.
Oh, marina. Okay,
Thank you. Folks could be up at City Park and wonder what's going on when it's down at the marina, at the pagoda portion of it, like the built-in amphitheater down there at the marina.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So the Diversity Festival is Saturday down at the marina. So for people who are wanting to press the flesh, that would be a good chance, good idea to go to. That April 24th is VGN, which is Vallejo Gay Network, which we will be in Benicia at Jan and David's house. The info was in the email that you got for this meeting. Please feel free to show up there. It is a potluck, so bring something that you want to eat, and share. That's one of the things. And yes, Leon. You're on mute. That's a new phrase for the millennial. You're on mute.
A lot of people would like me to be on mute. No, I wait till you're done. I wait till you're done.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So then there is a Democratic forum for supervisor and DA races. It is supervisors are May 2nd at, sorry, that someone is at our front door. Who is that? Looks like it was a drop and run delivery. So supervisors May 2nd at 6 p.m. Do they have a location for that forum yet? Or is it online?
Maybe Liat knows.
I probably do, but I can't think of where it's at right now. I know that the one of them was supposed to be at the Solano campus, but I can get that to you.
Okay, yes, please do, and we'll send it out to
All
help
right.
publicize it and put it on our page. I look for it online to try and get that because I think that is something that people, it'll be very helpful to have, for people.
Yeah, I think they were working on the final aspects of it, and so we're supposed to have a meeting, I think, next week. But I'll find out from Andrea if for the actual location, whether it's going to be Zoom or not.
Okay, super. And if you guys need any help with that, as far as like Zooming it, I have a setup where I can help. If you wanted to have it like in person and whatnot, and then I can also, like, this is being streamed to our Facebook and YouTube. I can also help that way too.
Very good, very good. I'll tell Andrea.
Yeah. Okay, and then that is it for now. John, do you have anything to announce? No. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so wait. Let's go to Liat. You said you had something other than this, and then Joseph, you can wrap us up, unless anyone else has something. If you have something, just use the raise hand feature.
Okay, so May 1st from 2 to 4, we're having Jim Kern's retirement with the rescheduled Jim Kern's retirement party. So we're inviting everybody to come and tell Jim bye, and he did a wonderful job. We're going to really miss him. And then the garden tour is on May 15th. We still need tickets sold, as with everything else, but with the Lord have mercy, with the COVID, we had to shut down for a number of months. So we really are needing to increase our funding for this year. So please buy a ticket and go on the garden tour.
And if I could just tack on to that, if you miss out and cannot get tickets, we will be raffling 2 off at the May VGN because I bought 6 tickets. So I'm offering that up as a raffle for the May VGN, which is the day before.
Okay, but don't take your chances that you may not miss out on this wonderful tour and buy your tickets in advance.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, Joseph.
Yeah, on May 7th, we're having a neighborhood-wide garage sale here in Glen Cove. So if anybody's interested, we'll be handing out maps between 8 and 11 a.m. at the Safeway Glen Cove Center for all the participating houses. It's a fun thing if you're interested.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stay away from that. I don't need anything more in the house. Does anyone else have any announcements? Tara, Terry, Dave, Cassandra?
Oh,
Jeanette?
well, I do, if we're.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, May 12th, I'm hosting a Bewitched Fest to celebrate Bewitched at Integrity at 717 Marin. We're going to be showing the podcast Twitch Talk and having Bewitched experts coming in over Zoom. So yeah, there will be flyers and everything for it. So I hope everybody can make it.
I will put on my Endora costume and join.
Yay!
Okay. All right, Tara?
Thank you. I am a board member, co-chair on Housing First Solano Continuum of Care. And we are looking we have a number of seats on our board that represent different stakeholders throughout the city. And we currently don't have any LGBTQ representation, and we're looking to partner with either Solano Pride or other leaders, LGBTQ leaders, to come and facilitate gender training or gender identity training, as we have a lot of shelters who need to be well versed and educated on how, some of our LGBT Q members, some of the things that are specific that they need and want, and that they desire without breaking their rights. So if anyone is interested in anything like that, please feel free to reach out to me and I'll put my information in the chat.
Yeah, that'd be
Thank
great.
you.
And Tara, Solano Pride actually does have Gender 101 training that we
Okay,
can give. Put your information in the chat and I will send a note over to our executive director over there and he can
Okay.
work with you on that. That'd be great. Thanks so much for
Awesome.
bringing that up and representing.
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And I see Don has made note in our chat that District 1 is having their, this is the police oversight, Don, right? You want to just make your announcement?
Let me just, the police oversight community meetings are continuing. 2 of them are happening on Saturday. I believe District 1 is at Hidden Brook Golf Course at 3. I put down 4 originally, and I think it's at 3 o'clock, 3 to 5. And District 5 is also Saturday at 6:30 to 8:30 in the evening. They're calling it the Navy Elks Club. It's on Amador. No, not Amador.
I thought it was at the Filipino Community Center.
No.
No, it's on Alabama. I believe the street is
Alabama.
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 Oh,
Alabama.
1020 Alabama.
okay. Yeah, because I'm going to walk over there with my neighbor. We're going to walk and get some exercise. Hopefully it won't rain.
It's close to your house, Tom.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're going to walk. It was like far away. But District 5 is big.
Yeah, is the space big? I don't know it at all.
That space. I'm talking about
It's
District
small.
5 itself.
The space is small.
District 4 ain't no slump either. I mean, come on.
It's pretty
We got a whole
small.
island.
But so far, the Glen Cove has had the only large attendance at these oversight meetings. The one for District 3 was large. District what was it? 1 was tiny, and District 4 was tiny.
District
There
4
were about
was
12
yeah.
people there, from what I understand.
Yeah, it was 2 days after they announced it on Thursday, and that actually was before the flyers. Anybody got the flyer for it?
And then last night they had the youth outreach, and I believe there are only 6 people that qualified as young.
Is there any video coming out of these? Are we getting any
They're not doing
agenda
that.
summary? I was hoping to do it, but I've had a cough all week. I didn't want to do a cough on people at a public event.
Goodness. All right, yeah. So yeah, I'll be attending the District 5 one since it's close to where I live.
District 6 is not until May 12th, so that there's
But you don't have to be in that district to attend.
no. You can go to any of them actually.
Yes, but they did ask that if you did participate in more than one, to only submit the forms once. And they were trying to recognize people at ours who they did recognize from the first one. It's all anonymous. So yeah, I guess there's no formality to how they're tallying the entries, but that is a request.
I was told that there were about 60 people at Glen Cove. Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
All right.
But the Glen Cove one was actually for the board of directors, right? For the HOA? Or
No,
was it
no.
for the entire
Glen-
community?
There is no one HOA for Glencoe. There's several within. We have 23 developments, but we're just a community association. I shouldn't say it's a Glen Cove one. It's the District 3 one is what I was,
3, yeah.
but it is more accurate. So it's
Yes.
not, it wasn't exclusive to Glen Cove by any means.
Okay, I was just wondering because somebody had said that it was mostly people that were the chairs of the different HOAs, and that because they had given misinformation out, they wanted the city to go back and send the correct information to those those people in Glen Cove?
I wouldn't know the HOA directors by sight, but there were about 4 of us who were on the Glen Cove Community Association, including Andrea and me. So, but it's not like we planned it or anything. It's just, we're just there as interested.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's what they were referring to, but I think there's maximum 3 HOAs. So, and John, you're on one of them, right? Yeah. So besides John, there's 2 others. So
Yeah.
Glen Cove Community Association is constantly conflated with HOAs, and we're not an HOA.
Okay. All right.
So
We just wanted to find out whether or not the city had actually went back and sent the corrected information that the city manager had given out, but
Oh, what do you mean? The city
well,
manager
the number
gave out?
when he was talking about the number of pins of people that have participated in the pin game. And so he had conflated the numbers of how many people, as I guess he misunderstood the number of people who actually looked at the site and the number of people that actually participated. And so he'd given out some misinformation apparently, and that and some other stuff. But anyway.
So I might be able to explain that a little bit. So both Police Chief Shawnee Williams and the Deputy Police Chief Todd and City Manager, Interim City Manager Mike Malone were all at a Zoom meeting with the Glen Cove Community Association a few weeks ago. So he probably recognized several of us from that and thought he may even think Mike Malone might even think that we are an HOA. But so that might be how that kind of got started. Right. But yeah, we're not. And we're actually too big for an HOA. There's almost 10,000 people in this area.
So thanks for that. And then Jeanette, what's going on in Vacaville? I know there's going to be a Pride celebration on June 12th at Andrews Park. I know Solano Pride is working on that.
Oh, great. This weekend we have a lot of things going on. Because this is the first time we've been in districts, we have a pilot program for beautification. And so I'm having mine in District 6 on Saturday, which is kind of in conjunction with Earth Day. We're going to have 5 debris bins across the district, and people can come and dump their things, free of charge. They just have to get it to the debris bin. So I've been trying to get ready for that and get that all organized. And then on Sunday in Andrews Park, we have a BU event, which is just sort of like for families with special needs members and letting people be appreciated for who they are. So last year was the first year we did that, and that was really good. At our last city council meeting, we had a healthy discussion on ordinance for fireworks. And, we had all these signs last year that said 0 tolerance, no fireworks, but there was still a healthy amount of fireworks. So we did approve an ordinance that will allow people to be fined for having fireworks at their property. So the property owner will be liable. So we'll see how that goes this year. We've talked a lot about housing, and that is still always high on our list. Today, Congressman Thompson was in town and had a coffee, and it was a great turnout this morning. A lot of people were there, and he just was reiterating some of the priorities that he has. And those are just a few things that are going on here. We did talk about our ARPA funds at the last meeting and talked about that. So that's kind of where we are. And we did have, equity, diversity, inclusion. We have this contract with Nicole. What's her last name, John? Nicole, whatever. And
Nicole Anderson.
Yes, yeah. And so she did a presentation with us once, but it was on Zoom because it was when we couldn't have a meeting. And then, so I really feel like I'm kind of frustrated in that we haven't done much besides have that one meeting. But when I've talked to the city manager about it, it's like, well, she's working with the police, she's working with communities, she's working with different things. So I just really want to keep pushing that we need to continue to have these discussions and make diversity and inclusion and equity a priority in Vacaville, because sometimes it's not. All right. That's what I have for Vacaville.
Yeah, thanks. And that sounds like that's some good stuff going on. That fireworks ordinance, for those of you who are running for city council, think about that, because it's like a war zone here on firework days or nights or whatever it is. I mean, it's like
Not just a war zone, but they are setting the city on fire.
There
And
you
the
go.
week before and the week after, so it's not just on one day either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not one
Yeah.
day and the gunshots and yeah.
Yeah.
Well, last year I
It's
think
like
we did
a
about.
month in Vallejo.
I was gonna
of
say a
nothing but
month before and a
people
month
setting
after.
fires.
Right.
It's
Well,
been
yeah.
pretty quiet in District 5, but it definitely doesn't have to be a holiday. There's just gonna be fireworks wherever, so.
Something to keep in mind is that the fire department has only done about 20% of its required inspections last year. And Public Works is also defunded, so they're not going to be trimming as many bushes this year. So I think you're absolutely right that we need to get those fireworks like not just under control, but they need to be like a source of like, you see fireworks, the fire department's there, the police department is there until we find out who launched them.
Yeah, I know we had here in where I live, someone came in a truck. I live at a corner, so it's a cross street, and someone came in a truck, and I saw the truck, and I noticed they stopped, and then they drove off, and then suddenly all hell broke loose. They dropped a box and lit the fuse, and this massive explosion. I thought it was exploding on my porch because it was so crazy. I was just like, this is insane. Of course, I'm that angry old man on the corner. I'm like, you're okay. You know, I mean, I was just like, just stop.
Okay, the fireworks scofflaws don't vote. You don't have to worry.
I've got you beat, Tom, because I've run down the street in my fuzzy slippers and house coat yelling at kids. So I think I've got you beat.
Be careful, at one guy today, we just found out he actually was holding a machete. Please be careful running after people. I have to tell you that.
I would say this is a great application. The police department has bought a bunch of drones. Like, I do hope they're going to be using those during this time to find, like, that's a great tool to find firework launchers. So if they're doing surveillance.
Yeah, but you can't tell people that they want privacy and then tell them, okay, it's okay because you're doing something that irritates us.
Oh, they're flying them anyway. That's the thing. I don't know if you guys saw the Open Vallejo today, but they've been flying them without permission anyway. So I'm just saying, hey, look, at least find us some fireworks while you're spying on us, guys.
Well, that's why Andrea and others are on the surveillance board, because they were talking about it, just exactly that kind of surveillance technology and getting an accounting of that.
So that's one thing about our ordinance. It is the police or the fire have to be there and witness it and take a picture or, have the drone. It can't be, the neighbor can't call you and say, well, my neighbor launched a fireworks, so he needs to get the fine. So I'm glad they kind of clarified that. We won't be able to catch everybody, but hopefully it'll stop a few people from doing that.
But whenever we had people a street over last year sitting on a balcony, on a second floor balcony, and launching fireworks off of the balcony behind the neighbor's house. And me, being me, I just pranced myself right over there. I was like, what are you doing? Stop it. Because I was like, no, you're not doing this. It was all. But if I can now call the cops and be like, there's people throwing fireworks off the balcony, I'm fine with that.
That's right. See something, say something is what they say. Yeah. But we can't do an ordinance on what somebody says unless our city.
But I think reporting them that if they know there's people that will report them, they won't do it in that area.
Don't hold your breath here in Vallejo for the police to enforce this.
Oh, it's not just I'm sure it's everywhere. Terry, what about Benicia? You're on mute.
We don't usually have an issue here in Benicia. We have so many old people that I think everybody would be afraid of getting the hordes of 40% of the community out there shaking their fists at everyone else that would be using fireworks. So, and this year we have a really interesting opportunity with Ace Hardware. Pedrati is funding a drone event on July 3rd at the end of the Torchlight, where he's bringing in couple hundred drones, and they're going to have a drone festival right there. So it's going to be very unique. So, I wouldn't be surprised if a couple extra drones get out there and start catching what's going on in the neighborhood. But as I said, we're such an old community with so many of us old people that we just are out there and we don't get too much illegal fireworks going on.
So basically what you're saying is we need the Gray Brigade to go.
That's it. Yes, you've got it.
All right.
We need our own drones.
So Liat, I'll bring my fuzzy slippers and we'll meet up and take care of it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'll bring my cane.
I'll bring a bamboo thing because our bamboo's crazy. All right, with that, folks, if there's nothing else, we'll go ahead and release you. Thank you so much for coming and being part of this. Please do look out for the email that will be coming out tonight and vote. Okay.
Yoo-hoo.
Good night,
Oh, hello,
everyone.
Julie.
Thank
Good night.
you.
Okay, want to, someone move to adjourn?
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
yeah,
wait.
right.
I have a question for John Fox.
Yes. Hey, how are you, Julie?
Hi, John. Back to your, you had McConnell endorsed the Caliber
Charter School.
Charter School. Where is that endorsement? I mean, is it on?
It was part of the petition appeal for the county. And
Yeah.
I'm sure if you can, I can get a copy of it.
Okay. Or can we?
It was
find-
on city letterhead, Vallejo City letterhead paper. It wasn't personal. That's another problem I have. It was on city letterhead.
Oh, great.
Oh.
What a disappointment. God, I am surprised.
Well, yeah.
Oh, anyway, okay, thank you.
So-
So John, can you send that, or let's see,
Yes, and if Tom has your contact, I'll make, I don't think I have your email, but if Tom
I'll
has your
get it.
email,
can you put it on Facebook? No.
I'll find a way. Make sure Tom has your contacts.
Yeah. We'll send it over.
I'm on the mailing list. I mean, I'm
Yep,
on,
yep. I have your email and phone number, Julie. We're
all right,
good.
so that'd be
Okay.
great. Thank you. Take care.
Yep.
Bye.
So just to call your attention, next meeting is May 19th, 2022, 7 p.m. Same link. And we're going to try and do in person in June. So yay. With that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I
I
move.
move we adjourn.
Okay, I'll second Anna.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming.
Good night,
All
everyone.
right, bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Right.